welcome to Dabsolutely Delicious, everybody. Woo! My name's JT. I'll be your host today. And since it's Valentine's Day, I figured that we would delve into something that is everybody's favorite Valentine's Day treat, chocolate. So we're going to make it two different ways. I'm going to do just a regular milk chocolate, and we're going to put all kinds of goodies in it to make a nice little assorted chocolate box for your lover, family member, who the fuck you want to make it for. Ooh, that was a good dab. And then we're going to make one of my favorite ways to infuse chocolate. We're going to imbibe the chocolate with cookies and cream flavor, and then we're going to use that to dip some strawberries. So it's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to it. You should be too. Let's go make some chocolate. So we're going to start off by adding our chocolate, and our chocolate nibs to a double boiler. And we're going to allow that to melt down a little bit. After it's just started to melt, we're going to add our cannabis oil tincture. Alright, now we're checking for any little clumps left in it. And if there are none, now we've cut off the heat. We're going to temper it down by adding more chocolate. So what this is doing is taking the temperature of the chocolate down by adding chocolate that is not melted. So we're going to allow this to melt down with no heat on it whatsoever. Right now that is completely melted down, we're going to kick the heat back up, and this will completely finish the tempering process. And whenever your chocolate flows like that so beautifully, it is ready to pour. Now we're just going to go through and fill each one of these little wells on the molds up. Now comes the fun part. We're just going to take a few toffee bits and throw them in one. Here's some caramel bits. We're going to take these and put them in one. We've got some blueberries here. A couple little blueberries. A macadamia nut. Let's do a few of those. And a couple more caramel bits. Toffee bits. More blueberries, and another macadamia nut. Then we're going to take a little, I use a sucker stick, or I guess a sucker stick. We're going to just push those in. And there you go. And if you want to throw a little extra razzle dazzle, I'm going to throw some toffee bits on those macadamia nut ones. And there you go. So the really important part now is to let these cool outside of the refrigerator for a little bit before you put them into the refrigerator. That will continue to temper the chocolate down. So once they're cooled and ready to go, enjoy! Alright, that was fun. So since we've got the chocolate done, let's go ahead and get a dab in. Today I've got some Myers lemons from Apothecary. Let's get that carb cap ready. Yeah, this is Myers lemons from Apothecary. Holy hell. Oh. So right off the bat, there's a nice lemony flavor that hits you right in the chest, combined with a fresh greeniness. Oh, still kicking me. Fresh greeniness to it, followed by like a nice little fuel injection. So since we're working with chocolate today, oh, that one's making me sweat a little bit. Since we're working with chocolate today, we have to go over the core fundamentals of chocolate. So those are tempering and stirring. So first off, tempering is the process, like we just went over, taking your chocolate to a higher temperature zone and then lowering it to a lower temperature zone and then bringing it back up before it's molded. And the next most important part is stirring. So since chocolate has a crystalline structure, you have to get the seeds that begin the whole crystallization process as small as possible. And that just means stirring the living crap out of it. So as you see in the videos, I'm basically constantly stirring the chocolate. So not only does that reduce the seed size of the chocolate crystals, it also moves the cannabis oil around more, so that reduces the droplet size of the cannabis oil, making it more bioavailable, so it kind of seems stronger. So now that we've gone over that, let's make some strawberries. We're going to start off with some wonderful red velvet Oreos. We're just going to take the guts out of them real quick. So it's really important to do this before you add any of this to the chocolate. Otherwise, when you try to crush up the Oreos, they'll just turn to paste with the filling in them. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to take that many Oreos and set them to the side. We're going to take these Oreos and crush them up. So let's go on over to the chocolate. Okay, so now we're going to take white chocolate and treat it the same way that we did the milk chocolate. We're going to add our nibs. And about 1,000 milligrams of cannabis tincture. Now we just let that melt. So you don't want this at too high of a temperature because the steam can cause the white chocolate to seize. So just melt it at a low, nice, comfortable temperature to where there isn't too much steam coming up. Now that that's completely melted, we're going to add the cream from the Oreos. Now that that's all nice and melted, we're going to add some of those red velvet cookie bits. Now, once that's completely incorporated, we're going to get to dipping. First, we're going to take our strawberries, put them out on a paper towel. We're going to go for a dozen here. I'm going to get the bigger strawberries of the bunch. These aren't very big, so we'll just have to make do. Oh, there we go. Let's do a baker's dozen. How about that? Alright, we're just gonna pat those dry a little bit. Just get them right there. And let's start dipping. Just gonna grip it just like that. Just give it a roll in the chocolate. And set it to the side. Now, let's take the ones that we've made. We're going to sprinkle some of the cookie bits on them. Now put them in the fridge and they're ready to go. Enjoy. All right. Well, that's all for today, folks. Thanks so much. We've made an amazing chocolate spread. As you can see here, we've got some chocolate covered strawberries, some chocolate suckers, some assorted chocolates. We've got everything you need for a perfect Valentine's Day spread. So I hope that you and whoever you're spinning it with, or by yourself, what the fuck ever, thoroughly enjoy this holiday. Enjoy your infused treats that you've made, and don't forget to click like and subscribe on the bottom right down here, as well as hop over to my Patreon, which you can see the link down at the bottom as well, and give a little love in the cookie jar. So, I'm thoroughly blasted now. My name's JT. Thanks so much for joining us, and stay delicious.